In this part, Locus Abrol gives us a beautiful glimpse of the Scotland of India, Coorg. If you want to travel to this beautiful Scotland of India, then first you have to reach Madikeri, the district headquarters, which is the only gateway to Coorg. The misty hills, lush forests, and coffee plantations will cast a spell on you. Find a resort, coffee estate, or stay in a home for a truly Coorgi experience. You can travel by air, by rail, or by road. Coorg is coffee country famous for its rainforest and spices. Situated midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Bangalore, sits a piece of heaven that must have drifted from the kingdom of God. So you can see that Coorg is compared to a kingdom of God. It's almost heavenly place, that means. This land of rolling hills is inhabited by a proud race of martial men, beautiful women, and wild creatures. So Coorg is a place not only beautiful in its scenic beauty but also the people who dwell there. The proud race of brave men and beautiful women contribute to the history and heritage of Coorg. Coorg or Kadago, which is another name for Coorg, is the smallest district of Karnataka, and this small district is covered with evergreen rainforest, spices, and coffee plantation, which is the main attraction obviously. Now this evergreen rainforest cover nearly 30% of this district, and during the monsoons it pours enough to keep many visitors away. That means monsoons are not the best time to visit Coorg. So it is not a tourist season. The best tourist season is commencing from September and continues till March. And this is referred as the season of joy, when the weather is perfect with some showers thrown in for good measure. The air breathes of invigorating coffee, means attractive, and you cannot just ignore it. Is the smell of coffee fills up the entire environment. Coffee estates and colonial bungalows stand tucked under tree canopies in prime corners. Colonial bungalows during the British time are not only an essence of history to Coorg, but also an added attraction to the tourists who come to Coorg. The Coorgis have an Arab and Greek connection. How? Let us know from this paragraph. A fiercely independent people of Coorg are possibly of Greco-Arabic descent. And the story goes like this. A part of Alexander's army moved south along the coast and settled here when return became impractical. Soldiers who stayed back mingled among the locals and even married amongst them. And thus, the culture is very apparent in the martial traditions, marriage, and religious rites. And these traditional beliefs and rites are completely different from the Hindu mainstream that the other people of India, Hindu people of India follow. So they are quite different. And also the theory of Arab origin draws support from the long black coat worn by the men. So this is again another evidence of Arabic connection. Long black coat with an embroidered waist belt worn by the Kodavos known as kufiya. It resembles the kufiya worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. Or Kurdis people are an Iranian ethnic group. Coorgi homes have a tradition of hospitality, and they proudly narrate the numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Coorg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian Army, and the first chief of the Indian Army, General Cariappa, was a Coorgi. So that's quite interesting. And another interesting and very rare fact is that even now Kodavals are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license. Wow, that's quite interesting. Coorg is abundantly nourished with flora and fauna because of the water. The river Kaveri obtains its water from the hills and forest of Coorg. Mahashir, a large freshwater fish, abound in these waters. You can see kingfishers diving for a catch. Squirrels and langurs drop partially eaten fruit for the mischief of enjoying the splash and the ripple effect in the clear waters. Now elephants enjoying being bathed and scrubbed by their mahots in the river. I'm walking alone. With such wonderful landscape, Coorg is a great opportunity for adventure sports. Most laid-back individuals can become converts to the life of high-energy adventure with river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing and mountain biking. Moreover, numerous walking trails in this region are a favorite with trekkers, so trekking is also another adventure sport here. Walking alone. Birds, bees and butterflies are there to give you company. There are a variety of animals in Coorg: macaques, Malabar squirrels, langurs and slender lories. Keep a watchful eye from the tree canopy. The elephants are also seen in herds here. A breathtaking sight is the view from the Brahmagiri hills, and it really is a panoramic view of the entire misty landscape of Coorg. Next is the rope bridge. A walk across the bridge will lead to the 64-acre island of Nisarga Dhama. The bonus is at Bailakupi when one comes across Tibetan Buddhist monks. The monks in red, ochre and yellow robes are amongst the many surprises that wait to be discovered by visitors. Coorg is not only a place with many surprises, but also where your heart and soul can meet and give you a heavenly experience. So try to visit Coorg sometime. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.